Marcus earns $90,000 but works until 71. You are failing because nobody explained that retirement is not a distant age, but a specific mathematical target you can hit much sooner. Time is your scarcest asset. Hello, I am Rabbi Soul, here to decode the hidden laws of money and help you reclaim your freedom. Subscribe to join our community of decoders who choose logic over consumerism to build a life on their terms. This channel provides the tactical blueprint to escape the rat race by shifting your focus from account balances to genuine freedom units. Most financial gurus tell you to cut lattes and wait 40 years while inflation slowly erodes your purchasing power. That advice is a mathematical prison sentence. I will prove how to stop working in 10 years by using a structure that requires zero market timing or dangerous gambling. Let us begin the deep decoding. Part 1. The currency of freedom. Your bank balance is a deceptive metric. Most people stare at growing numbers while their actual liberty remains locked behind a heavy golden desk. True wealth is the ability to buy back your time in small chunks until you eventually own every single hour of your life. Every month you spend 40 hours working represents a massive chunk of your existence sold to the highest bidder. Your mission is to flip this trade by acquiring assets that pay for those hours so you never sell them again. The game of money is simply a process of collecting freedom units until your passive income covers your entire monthly cost of living. Retirement is not a biological age. You are retired the moment your portfolio generates $1 more than your monthly expenses, regardless of whether you are 30 or 60. Freedom is a math problem. If your life costs $5,000 a month and your investments pay $500, you are 10% free. You just bought back your Saturdays. That small slice of autonomy changes your psychology because you are no longer grinding toward a finish line that feels light years away. A partner of mine retired at 48. He spent years missing his daughter's soccer games because his job required him to work every single Saturday morning. Once his dividends covered his Saturday expenses, he simply stopped working that day and reclaimed 6,000 hours of his precious life. When you see progress in freedom units, the fear of the market crashing starts to lose its emotional grip. You realize that even a small portfolio represents permanent chunks of life that no boss can ever take from you. Measuring your net worth is for the ego, but measuring your freedom units is the only way to achieve true financial peace. Stop working for pieces of paper. Start working to acquire the assets that will eventually replace your labor and give you the absolute power to say no. Leverage is your weapon. Most people look at $1 million and feel overwhelmed because it feels like an impossible mountain to climb. Focus on buying 1 hour instead. If you can afford to buy 1 hour of your life back today, you have already begun the process of total liberation. Debt is the ultimate freedom thief. Every credit card balance represents hours you have already spent but must now work for just to stay at zero. The fastest way to gain freedom units is to eliminate the debt that forces you to sell your future for your past. Think of every $100 invested as a small soldier that works for you 24 hours every single day. These soldiers never sleep, and they never ask for a raise while they slowly build your wall of financial security. By accumulating these digital soldiers, you are essentially building a private army whose only job is to protect your personal sovereignty. Escape the trap of average thinking. Average people work for money until they die, while smart players use money to buy back their life one piece at a time. Own your clock now. Part 2. The 3-layer wealth house. Financial security requires a solid structure. Most people build their wealth like a shack on sand by chasing the latest trends or high-risk speculative digital coins. You must construct a house model with a foundation of growth and walls of income to survive any economic storm that arrives. The foundation is your growth engine. This layer consists of low-cost index funds and broad market stocks that compound at 7 to 10% over many decades. Without this core engine, your capital will sit stagnant and be slowly consumed by the invisible tax of persistent annual currency inflation. Inflation is a silent thief. Your walls are income producers. These are assets like dividend-paying stocks or rental properties that put physical cash into your pocket without selling any underlying shares. This layer provides the psychological bridge that prevents you from panic selling your growth assets during a major market downturn or crash. Imagine the market crashes by 40% and your net worth drops by hundreds of thousands of dollars in 1 week. Most investors will completely lose their minds. If your income producers keep paying your bills, you can remain calm while everyone else sells their future at the absolute bottom. The roof is your stability layer. This final piece includes high-yield cash accounts and government bonds that act as an insurance policy for your entire financial life. A strong roof ensures that a temporary loss of employment or a medical emergency does not force you to dismantle your house. I once knew a man who owned several rental properties during the massive global financial crisis of 2008. His stock portfolio was utterly destroyed. Because his tenants continued to pay rent every month, he never had to liquidate a single share of his long-term growth assets. By 2012, his total net worth had fully recovered, while his friends were still struggling to reach zero. Math is your only objective friend. Understanding how these layers interact allows you to focus on the system rather than the daily noise of the financial news cycle. Complexity is a marketing product. The financial industry wants you to believe that investing is a dark art, so they can charge you high management fees. They profit from your confusion by selling expensive, actively managed funds that rarely beat the performance of a simple, boring index fund. Fees kill your compounding. If you pay a 2% annual fee on $1 million, you are giving away $20,000 every year. That is a high-performance tax. Over 30 years, that single fee could cost you over $500,000 in potential wealth that should belong to you. Your brain is often your own worst enemy when it comes to managing a large pile of volatile financial assets. Emotions destroy more wealth than taxes. A 3-layer structure removes the need for bravery because the system is designed to handle chaos without requiring any manual intervention. If you find this logic sound, give this video a like so the algorithm can spread this truth to others. Logic is the ultimate leverage. By building a house instead of a heap of random assets, you ensure that your freedom is protected by solid mathematical walls. Think of your growth assets as a forest that you plant today so your future self can sit in the shade. Do not cut the trees early. Use your income producers to survive the winter and keep your growth forest intact until it is large enough to support you. Patience pays the highest. The game is rigged for systems. Those who follow a disciplined structure will always outperform the gamblers who rely on luck or a hot tip from social media. Your goal is to become the casino where the math is always in your favor, rather than the gambler hoping for a miracle. Part 3. Income velocity versus the budgeting trap. You cannot budget your way to wealth. Most financial gurus tell you that cutting your morning latte will magically turn you into a multimillionaire in 40 years. The math proves that while discipline is necessary, it is your earning power that serves as the primary multiplier for your freedom. Saving is a defensive play only. If you earn $50,000 and save 20%, you are only putting away $10,000 every single year. Even with perfect discipline, the sheer lack of capital means it will take you several decades to reach a point of independence. Math has no mercy. Now imagine you earn $150,000 while maintaining that same 20% savings rate as before. You are saving $30,000 yearly. You are now moving at triple the speed of the average worker simply because you focused on increasing your total income velocity. Consider the story of two men named Josh and Ryan, who both started their investing journey in 2008. Josh is a disciplined school teacher. He earns $65,000 and saves 15% like clockwork every single month without ever missing a single payment. After 15 years of hard work and sacrifice, Josh has built a respectable portfolio worth $230,000. Ryan works in software sales and spent his early years mastering high-value skills like psychology and complex corporate negotiation. Ryan doubled his income in years. By 2020, his salary reached $180,000, while he kept his lifestyle relatively flat. Because of his higher income velocity, Ryan now has over $700,000 saved using the exact same investment strategy. Income is your greatest wealth tool. You must stop obsessing over small expenses and start focusing on how to provide more massive value to the global marketplace. High-value skills like coding or sales allow you to widen the gap between what you earn and what you actually spend. The gap is wealth. Most people fall into the trap of lifestyle creep, where every raise is immediately spent on a flashier car or house. They are running faster but staying still. If you increase your income but keep your expenses stable, you create a massive surplus that compounds at an incredible rate. Focus on your ROI for skills. Spending $1,000 on a certification that boosts your salary by $10,000 has an infinite return on your investment. Your primary goal in the first 5 years of this plan is to become so valuable that the market cannot ignore you. If you find this logic sound, give this video a like so the algorithm can spread this truth to others. The crowd stays poor by choice. While others argue over the price of eggs, you should be focused on increasing your income by 50% this year. Velocity beats the budget. Wealth is a game of margins. A person earning $250,000 but spending it all is actually poorer than a teacher with a 50% margin. You must combine the high income velocity of a professional with the humble spending habits of a focused and disciplined monk. Master the skill of earning more. Whether it is consulting or content creation, you need a side engine that generates extra capital for your freedom fund. Every extra $1,000 you earn and invest today is a month of freedom you are buying for your future self. Part 4. The Performance Tax and the Hedonic Prison. Looking rich is a massive expense. Most people pay an invisible performance tax every time they buy a status symbol to impress neighbors they do not like. You are trading your future autonomy for the temporary and fleeting dopamine hit of social validation from a crowd of strangers. Validation is not wealth. A fancy car is a trap. If you spend $40,000 on a new vehicle, that money could have grown significantly over the next 20 years. At an 8% return, that $40,000 would have compounded into nearly $186,000 of pure freedom. You paid triple for that car. You did not just spend $40,000. You sacrificed nearly $200,000 of your future time for a seat. Consider two individuals I encountered at a recent conference named Derek and Alan, who have vastly different financial realities. Derek earns $250,000. He lives in a $4 million mansion and drives a car worth $110,000 to maintain his image, because his monthly expenses are $18,000. Derek is a prisoner who must work until he is at least 70. His mansion is a cage. Alan earns $140,000, but chooses to live in a modest house and drives an older car. Alan is actually the wealthier man. His monthly expenses are only $5,000, which allowed him to save nearly $2 million by the age of 50. Alan is retired in spirit because he only works when he wants to, rather than because a bank demands a payment. The hedonic treadmill never stops turning. As your income rises, your brain naturally wants to upgrade your lifestyle to match your new status in the social hierarchy. The only way to win is to consciously uncouple your standard of living from your rising level of professional market income. Break the cycle now. So every dollar is a soldier that you either send to work for you or send to the mall to die. Stop killing your best soldiers today. When you choose the mall over the market, you are effectively voting for a life of perpetual labor and financial stress. If you find this logic sound, give this video a like so the algorithm can spread this truth to others. Social pressure is a wealth killer. True masters of the game do not care about looking successful because they are too busy actually being free and independent. The performance tax is the reason why many doctors and lawyers are secretly broke and living paycheck to paycheck every month. High income is not high wealth. Wealth is the money you keep and the time you own, while income is simply the raw fuel for your engine. Choose freedom over present perception. Once you understand the brutal math of opportunity cost, the allure of luxury goods begins to fade away quite rapidly. You will find more joy in $1 million portfolio than in $1 million house that you cannot afford to leave. Part 5. The 10-Year Mathematical Roadmap. Find your magic number today. Simply multiply your annual living expenses by 25 to discover exactly how much capital you need to retire. This 25 times rule is the golden gate to freedom because it allows you to withdraw 4% every year without depleting your core. Most people believe they need $10 million to quit their jobs and enjoy a comfortable life of leisure. The actual math is much lower. If you spend $40,000 annually, then $1 million is the only target you truly need to hit to gain permanent independence. Inflation is a relentless, silent predator. You must increase your monthly contributions by at least 3% every single year to ensure your purchasing power stays ahead of the curve. Compounding requires consistent fuel. Let us revisit Marcus, who started with a savings rate of 20% on his salary of $80,000. He increased his income to $130,000 and boosted his annual savings contributions by 5% every single year. By using this income multiplier, Marcus reached his goal in 14 years instead of 40 and bought back 15 years of his life. Consistency beats luck every single time. You do not need to find the next giant tech stock to reach your destination within a single decade of focused work. Success in this game comes from increasing your earning power while holding your lifestyle steady and letting the math do all the heavy lifting. Financial advisors want you to feel confused, so you will pay them thousands in fees to manage your basic retirement portfolio. Complexity is just a clever distraction. The truth is that a simple index fund and a high savings rate will outperform almost every complex strategy the banks try to sell. Start your 10-year clock now. Every day you spend in indecision is another day you are selling your precious time to a system that does not value you. Freedom is a choice. A conservative withdrawal rate of 3% provides an even thicker safety net for those who fear a major market crash. This requires you to save 33 times your expenses, but provides absolute peace of mind during the most volatile economic cycles imaginable. Choosing between speed and safety is the only real decision you have to make once the basic mathematical framework is firmly in place. The roadmap is now clearly visible. Use the free calculator linked below to find the weak points in your plan and fix them before it is too late. Knowledge without action is just a daydream. So take the first step today by calculating your unique freedom number with absolute cold precision. You are the master architect now. Stop playing by the rules of the middle class and start playing by the mathematical laws that the elite have used for centuries. The game has changed. The cage door is wide open. You now possess the mathematical keys to escape the rat race and reclaim your autonomy in one single decade. Success is no longer a mystery of luck or timing, but a predictable result of discipline and high income velocity working in perfect harmony. Most viewers will finish this video and return to their comfortable habits without changing a single spending or earning behavior. They will continue to measure progress by their account balance while their precious time slowly slips away like desert sand. I urge you to be the exception by calculating your freedom units today and taking immediate action to increase your market value. Do not be the average person. Reclaim your Saturdays first, then buy back your entire life by building a structure that serves you instead of a bank. Freedom belongs to you. You might feel that earning more is impossible in your current situation or within your specific career path right now. That belief is your first prison. Master a high-value skill to expand your margins and send every spare dollar to work as a soldier in your private army. Remember that wealth is not about owning a large mansion, but about owning the power to say no to anyone. Every dollar you invest today is a seed that will grow into the shade where your future self will rest. Stop paying the performance tax and start investing in the only asset that truly matters, which is your own personal time. The game is finally decoded. Join our community of strategic decoders by liking this video and subscribing for more hyper-logical financial insights and blueprints. I am Rabbi Soul, and I look forward to seeing you at the finish line of your own personal and financial independence.